Summer is just around the corner, and as the seasons change, so do our wardrobes. In today's video, I'll chat about the pieces on my summer wish list. Hi, I'm McKay. I make videos on capsule wardrobing and finding your style as a normal person. As I've learned more about natural fibers, how to identify quality pieces, and have just generally invested more into finding my style, I've ended up decluttering most of my wardrobe, which was previously pretty chaotic. I recently talked about what I've learned from tracking my wardrobe for over a year and a half. During that process, I've learned a lot about what I'm actually wearing, which helped me identify true gaps in my wardrobe. Now I'm slowly building a closet that I love. Grab a drink, get cozy, and let me know what's on your wish list in the comments. Here are the new and shiny things that I'm really excited about. A few dresses have caught my eye lately. They're not super high on my priority list, and honestly, some of them are probably a bit out of budget, but they're stunning and definitely an inspiration at the moment. The first is a knit dress from Reformation. It's beautiful. I love the simplicity in the details, from the boat neck to the cool brown color to the cut. It's just perfect. I just live such a casual lifestyle. I can't imagine very many occasions where I would need this, and I can't really imagine the cost per wear penciling out. For longer options, I really like this Afens dress. Afens, I'm not really sure how to say it, and I'm hoping it'll come out in another color. Currently, they only have warm toned colors available. I have my eye on it for sure. I also really like that the fabric is pretty casual in its nature and very breathable, so it would be quite practical. Another option is something like this dress from Rouje. It's definitely not in my color palette, but the shape and style are just to die for, and I love the large print. I clearly have a thing for this type of cut in the flutter sleeve, but I'm really struggling to find something like this in my color palette. I don't know why, but it seems like the majority of spring and summer collections are in warm toned colors, which just doesn't really suit me and isn't something that I'm interested in adding to my closet. They also have a Cooper and viscose dress. I'm not as drawn to the print, but the shape is perfect. I could get away without another dress at the moment, but I would probably pull the trigger if the right one came along. Moving on to bags. I have a pretty hard time wearing bags. I'm not able to carry much weight on my shoulders, and this just isn't something that's practical for me right now. However, if that wasn't an issue, here are some bags that I absolutely adore and would either consider or take as an inspiration. The first is a large straw bag. This one from Sezane is beautiful. It looks very practical and would be great for carrying things around. A similar function but different style is the Dragon Diffusion bag. I'd go for green or black. The shape and the woven leather are unique but also still versatile. Lastly is a bag that I love from Polene. I saw Lucy Moon wearing this a while back and I just can't get it out of my head. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I would be super interested in getting something like the black or a bag that has a similar effect. I probably won't get any of these just because wearing a bag isn't practical for me at the moment, especially at these price points, but they were just too beautiful not to include. But yeah, these are more of a fantasy wish list. A second pair of neutral trousers, this time in a darker color. I do have a stone colored pair from Abercrombie. They are very comfortable, but as I've started to wear them more, I have noticed that they aren't the highest quality. The seams aren't crisp, they're almost a little bit bulky. I do notice some wrinkling, especially when I sit, and they are starting to pill just a little bit. So they're definitely not going to last forever. This is more of a short-term pant, and I feel like for just a little bit of a higher cost, I could get something that is going to last much better, because these Abercrombie pants just clearly are not going to have the longevity that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a darker option that's going to hold up better. I've heard Aritzia has some great options, so I definitely want to look into those. Jewelry is another area where I'd like to round out my small collection. Specifically, a pendant necklace that works with sweaters, a toggle necklace, or something that's a little bit chunkier that's going to bring a little bit more of that weight and interest, an everyday bracelet. I momentarily experimented with gold. I know gold is super popular at the moment. I did wear gold and it was fine. It got its use, but I am just a silver girl through and through. I've always preferred silver, and I am really struggling to find many options that are in silver. Most of the brands that I would typically browse only offer gold. So it does feel like the options are a bit limited there. I am going to keep looking for something. I don't own any bracelets at the moment, so I would love to have one or two everyday bracelets I can wear. I am just really struggling to find something that I like in a silver tone. So of these things on my jewelry list, I would definitely start with the bracelet first. Let's get into the new and shiny things I've had my eye on, but could also live without for a while. Currently, I don't have many blouses, and I end up not wearing them because they just don't feel like me anymore. I picture something along the lines of Reformation or Madewell. I'm not saying that I'm gonna go with those brands, but that is where I'm taking my inspiration from. This specific cut from And Other Stories is stunning. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I've been loving this exact style for years in tops and dresses, and I just have yet to find one in a color that suits me. For some reason, it seems like a lot of them are warm toned, or maybe they are just a little too low cut, so I haven't found the right version for me yet. But if I do find a top or dress like this, I will absolutely snatch it up. I also love a Y2K flutter sleeve moment like this. It pains me to say this, but I actually owned this exact top, and I'm so frustrated that I decluttered it. It's one of the few things that I regret decluttering, and I just have not found anything like it ever again. It just kills me. So again, if I find something like this, I'm going to keep it this time. All that to say, I am still definitely on the hunt for a romantic blouse. This one surprised me, but the New Balance sneakers have actually grown on me quite a bit. I love a slim shoe, but it would be great to have something a little bit more casual for running errands, walking the dog, things like that. I've been wearing a similar iteration of black running shoes for probably the past 5 years, and I'm just getting a little bit tired of it. So as I've started to wear through them, I think that I'm gonna go in a different direction this time. I can also see myself wearing the New Balance shoes with a trench coat and jeans or trousers, as well as with activewear, so I think that they would be pretty versatile. I'd also love to add another pair of ballet flats to my collection. Yes, I know that they're very trendy right now, but I have always loved ballet flats, and I don't think that that is going to stop once the trend is over. I remember a few years ago, everyone was hating on ballet flats and talking about how out they were, that they were never coming back, that they're not classic, and here they are again. I've learned my lesson. I am going to wear what I like. I do already have a pretty classic nude pair, so I think I would go for something more modern. I'm toying with a few different ideas. I love the versatility of a black square toe. I also like the idea of something a little bit more soft and feminine like mules, or maybe something a little bit dressier like the Sezane Paula Babies or Mare Janes. I have a pair of strappy heels that I like to wear in the summer, but I don't really have a dressier shoe that I can wear the rest of the year and that's closed-toed, so it would be nice to have that option. But on the other hand, I do have a very casual lifestyle, so I just can't see very many occasions where I would need something like this. Especially for the price tag. I'm having a really hard time trying to justify that, but I just love them so much and I want all the ballet flats. So to be determined. Another button down. I got a satin blue button down from Abercrombie last year that I absolutely adored, and unfortunately it shrank the very first time that I washed it. So I would love to get a similar look in a higher quality. I also think I get a lot of wear out of a striped button down similar to this one. I do think that I would want to go with a different color, maybe like a cool toned green, because I already do have enough blue. The cuffs and the off-center stripes are just so interesting to me. I think that this is a beautiful button down. It's just great. I love it. So we'll see if this comes to life. There are a lot of button downs already in this world, so I think I would want to check secondhand first. Pull-on shorts. I do already have a few pairs of shorts, but it would be great to have a more casual option like this. I think pull-on shorts would be very versatile and would get a ton of wear in my wardrobe. It is worth mentioning that a lot of the things on my wish list aren't particularly exciting or unique. They're largely foundational pieces. I didn't realize just how many items needed replacing or upgrading until I sat down and put this list together. So it definitely is quite a bit, starting with straight leg jeans. I've had my Madewell jeans for 2 or 3 years at this point. They're easily my most worn jean. I love them. They're so comfortable, but they are starting to show some signs of wear and are going to need replacing pretty soon. The pair I have is more of a slim straight fit. This time I'm going to be looking for a true straight leg. I just find that straight leg and wide leg pants look best on me, so that's what I'm looking for. I feel like no matter how many pairs I try on, I still struggle to find a pair that I truly like and feel good in. I don't know what it is about jean shopping that just feels like a special kind of hell, but I avoid it at all costs. There's a reason I don't have many jeans, because I hate having to buy new ones. Or I'll find a brand that I like. I love the denim itself, but they just don't have many curvy options. Don't get me wrong, I am glad that brands are at least trying to have curvy fits. I don't know that the execution is always great, but it is an improvement. I don't know what it is with curvy lines, but I swear half the time they come in bizarre lengths or really weird washes. No, I don't want ripped jeans. I don't want acid wash jeans. I just want a normal pair of jeans like everybody else. So that drives me a little crazy. I don't understand why they do it. I don't know if they're just trying to like throw people a bone, but I feel like so often the fit or the wash is just odd. These ones from Madewell have a greenish tint and some fading, which I don't love, but it's not terrible. I absolutely love Madewell's denim. It's very soft. I appreciate the high rise. These are an 11.5 rise, which is pretty hard to find. It's great if you have a long torso, which I do. I just wish they had more options. I am a bit interested in the Abercrombie Curve Love Relaxed jean, but it only has a 10.5 inch rise, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't think that it's great for long torsos like myself. It's not gonna come up to my belly button, and it's definitely not going to hit at the smallest point on my waist, so It's not ideal, but I do like the look of it, and I do like that it is a true straight jean, which takes me right back to the Curve Love 90s jean. These come in an ultra high rise at 11.5 inches, which I really appreciate. I actually have a pair of these in black, but I just don't feel like there's anything special about them. I've owned probably 4 or 5 pairs of Abercrombie jeans at this point. They do always look incredible at first. I will give them that credit, and you can see that in a lot of first impressions videos. However, in my experience, they always relax a lot. And I mean at least a full size until they're washed again. So you can't even just buy a size smaller because they're continually going to have that issue of shrinking and stretching. Next is a casual lightweight jacket, which is a true gap and a pretty high priority for me to fill. I'm leaning towards a cropped wool coat or a chore jacket, but it has to have pockets and it needs to be within my color scheme. So something like a gray, a white, a navy, a cool brown, which has been surprisingly hard to find. I'm taking inspiration from the Sezane and COS coats, but neither of them check all the boxes, so I'm still looking. Another replacement is a pair of white linen pants. The pair that I have is just a bit short and too tight for my liking. I bought these on eBay a little while back and had the intention of getting them customized because the seller offered that. However, when I got them in the mail, they definitely weren't customized towards my measurements, and that just never really got resolved. So here we are. I still need another pair of white pants. I would go for something that looks extremely similar to these, just in a different length and size. And this time I'm going to look for something that is lined or pretty opaque. A classic black belt with silver hardware. I currently have one belt. It is black and has silver hardware, but it has a bit of a Western feel, which is just not part of my style, so I never end up wearing it. Not super exciting, but definitely practical, and I think it will really help pull my outfits together. My outfits are pretty basic, so I think that a couple accessories here and there will really go a long way. At the moment, I'm focusing on black accessories and shoes just for the sake of simplicity. I've never really been into gold hardware, and I'm actually having a bit of a hard time finding silver hardware at the stores that I normally browse, so the hunt continues. I absolutely need a baseball hat to keep the sun out of my face, especially now that I'm about to start Accutane and my skin is going to be extremely sensitive to the sun. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. On a similar note, I am also looking for sunglasses. I do have a pair of Ray-Bans, but I've always found them to be a bit uncomfortable and even painful when I wear them, so I am looking for a replacement that I can actually wear. I probably just need to take a day and go try on a ton of sunglasses, but it just feels like such a chore. So it's important, but overwhelming. They definitely need to be shadow resistant, and I'm trying to decide if I want to get a prescription pair or just a regular pair because I do still wear contacts part of the time. So I don't know. A new sweatshirt. I have worn through my loungewear like crazy, and at this point I only have one sweatshirt that I can really wear outside of the house, and it doesn't layer well. So at some point I would like to get a second sweatshirt. Not a super high priority, but would be nice to have. I know I have a lot on my wish list, and a lot of these aren't particularly exciting, and some of them even feel like a bit of a chore of like having to find new jeans. To be clear, I am not going to get all of these things. A lot of these are just things that I have in my mind and would consider in the future, but I definitely wouldn't buy all at once. But I am in a bit of a unique situation where I'm trying to rebuild my wardrobe slowly from scratch, so there are several gaps that I'm trying to fill. Let me know if you have any recommendations, and I would love to know what's on your wish list. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!